wanted to say that like I recently wrote a 5-part choir piece.
Ooh.
Like last week.
Cool. That's amazing.
And so the whole concept of like the voice being important in that regard, because I mean, I had composition lessons with Patrick. And so since he was like, you're a vocalist, write something with your voice. And so I'm sure he intended for it to just be like, you know, have your voice somewhere in a composition. And so I was like, voice, okay, here's a choir piece.
Nice. He was like, cool.
Yeah.
Not expected, but.
So, I mean, I also gave it words, and so it came out like a church song, even though, I'm an atheist, but like my 3 things are very important to me, very important to my life. And so, well, I mean, this ring says the Bible verse, which is 1 Corinthians 13, 4 through 8. And my necklace says love. Thanks to Sable over here.
Awesome.
And so I named the piece Pneuma, like breath. And it's sort of, I guess, with the context of like being in the future, but like once world peace is achieved, it will have been future past tense. It will have been through love.
Okay, yeah. I follow you. Cool. That sounds really, really interesting. If you need someone to test it out on, you know, I have some people I could probably throw together for you.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to ask is that I want to have a choir. And I recorded it all myself, so since I knew I was going to record it myself, I arranged it in my vocal range. So it's like I used my lowest extremity and my highest extremity, which is, I put it in, D flat, because weird. And I think the lowest note I hit is like an A flat in there, which is not my lowest note, but like.
But it's maybe like your lowest comfortable or whatever.
So it's generally a 5-part men's piece.
Okay.
But the high part was a lot of falsetto.
Yeah,
so.
Right. Yeah, no, that's really cool. I could totally, I mean, either at ACM, between ACM and people from church I know that sing, like, we could totally get you together, you know, some people to try it out. Maybe record it and I don't know.
Yeah.
That could be fun. But it sounds like you said like, I want a choir. Like,
yeah,
this is my choir. I will direct you. And,
well, yeah, because I've done a lot of conducting.
Yeah,
so
you can.
I would like to like rehearse the choir and perform it at some point.
Do it. You know where else you should look is there is the barbershop world is rife with lots of people who sing. But there's a barbershop chorus around here, Acapella Federation. They are a small chorus. It's like, I don't know, like 20 people or something. But they're all extremely talented. They only meet like once a month or something, and they just blow everyone out of the water. So you could maybe go and like kind of, you know, try to find people at rehearsals like that.
Yeah.
Although the director there might be like, don't steal my people.
Yeah, no. I don't want to impose on people, but I do have like, I want to direct the choir.
Yeah, I think you would be very good at that, definitely.
Dumb questions, I guess, but like, what's the most fun thing you've recorded in here?
Oh, the most fun. That's not a dumb question. There are some teachers say there's no such thing as a dumb question. I don't know about that exactly yet. Like there are like I just said exactly what you asked, and so you know, but that's not a dumb question. What's the most fun thing we've recorded in here? Probably actually, so me and Matt do, we haven't done them in a while, but we used to, when we had a little more time, we would do, songs for kids for like their birthdays or whatever.
Yeah.
Just kind of for fun. And that's probably some of the most like fun we've had in here because we totally just are free to be weird. Like, we did a rap song for a kid's birthday, and like for my nephew Zaid, and we've done like a probably pretty, a Latin song, but like we don't have really the knowledge or training in Latin music to really do a Latin song, but like somebody wanted like a Latin feel in their kid's song, so we did that. And like we did like a really bubblegum pop kind of song, like so it's really fun, just to kind of really totally say like, just not take it seriously, just like have fun and really not take it seriously for a moment, and not think so hard about like all that stuff. We like put math equations in some kid's song because he liked math, and it's just really fun.
Because, well, I mean, I've tried having like fun with songs, and it's hard because I take it really seriously. Right. Like this is my music. It has to be good,
right?
Like, or it has to say something.
Yeah.
And at least in our like songwriting class, I've had to do silly or fun songs, which has sort of broken me out of that, and just like, hey, just do it. Like,
right. It's okay. It doesn't all have to be very, serious. And yeah, it's hard for me to do that too. I write a lot of very serious music, but it's really, it can have some really cool results when you just kind of let it go a little bit. One cool thing that was fun too, Megan Ray, one of our artists, she was singing this song on her album that's like, it goes, one more night too far from stone. Mm-hmm. And it's very like, it's like fairies in a field or something. Like it's very, kind of a weird song. It has all these harmonies layered. And so instead of like having a mic on a stand like this, we like gave her this fancy mic as like a handheld mic, and she just like wandered around the room and like pranced around, and that was fun. And then she had this like weird ambient idea, so we like put the microphone in the other room and had her like yell at it. And anyway, we've had some fun with more serious kind of music too. And I used like an Easy Mac thing to make some crunchy sounds. That kind of stuff is fun, just making sounds with whatever you have. So
I have like it's a hurdle that I need to get over at some point soon, but I'm like scared to record my songs with words so far. That because I can like crank out compositions and just like, oh, here's an idea, and it doesn't have to be anything, and I'm not really singing in it, or there's no words, so I was like, here you go, it's there. Right. But whenever it comes to like, I wrote this song and it has words, and so anytime, and I'm sure you know the feeling too, but it's just like, oh, like show me a song of yours. Oh, geez, a song of mine. Well, I can't do that one. That one's a little too sad. Well, right. No, actually, they're all kind of sad.
It kind of sounds like that thing I was talking about in the other podcast of like, being kind of afraid to like put out what you really feel about something to people. It's like, these words are, although I have had the feeling sometimes of like, I write something about someone, and whether it's flattering or not, I just like want them to know. And so I'll just send it to them. I've gotten in trouble for that, a time or two. Like someone's like, that's not, no, that's not, I'm not like that. And that's, whatever. Yeah. I'm like, well, that's just what came out. So
yeah.
I don't know.
I think another thing that I write a lot about, or not necessarily about, but I make hypothetical situations.
Yeah.
Do you do that?
I do sometimes. I have made a conscious effort to try to do that lately, because a lot of my older stuff was just like personal stuff. Although I would always preface it by saying this might not be personal. Just FYI. Yeah. But I have been trying to do actually more about like hypothetical, like what if I were in this situation? Because really in my life right now, I'm like so happy.
Yeah.
It's like really hard to like have conflict and resolution in my real life because I'm like me and Matt just like get along really well. We both love what we're doing right now. It's like, which is really great, but it makes it kind of hard to write songs sometimes. You're like, I have to make up a problem so I can like, you know.
Yeah. I mean, also a lot of hypothetical situations I write like for like not necessarily for other people, but just about other hypothetical people. This isn't me. Yes. This is someone who would be in this situation, and if they were in the situation, this is what they would say.
Right. No, yeah, totally. That's totally what it is. Like a lot of the time I have trouble, writing about like real people. It's usually like these made up people in my mind. And usually, you know, in a really weird way, it's like I kind of make them feel what I'm feeling, but for different reasons. You know, it's like, because I really feel this emotion, but like, I'm not going to explain why I feel it. It's like, this is why they feel it. Yeah. You know, like, it's interesting.
Yeah. But I initially got it from a Death Cab for Cutie song. I think it's called Styrofoam Plates, which is like a really, really sad song.
Yeah.
And immediately upon like knowing the lyrics, I was like, did he really go through this?
Yeah.
And so like looking it up, it was like, oh no, it was for a friend. Oh, I guess you can do that.
Yeah. Okay. That's cool. So who do you show your songs to, since you asked me that?
I try with Sable, but like, I don't know. I feel like it's hard because I'm really like shy about it. Like you said, I worry about what she would think.
Right.
But I also have just like the self-conscious, like, I don't want to bother you with my songs or whatever to have like, so I don't know. I try to refrain from bringing my guitar to her house because then that's what we would be doing the whole time. It's just like, hey, I have this song. What do you think? But I also end up making excuses like, I don't like what you did here. Well, I did that because of this, and like the whole, I mean, because this part right here does that, and so I wanted to say that, so that's why I did that, so I'm not going to change that.
No, that's totally, I get that. And actually, I mean, it's really funny being a teacher because I do that myself sometimes too. And actually, you know, as I mentioned earlier, I justify everything. It doesn't matter, you know, if someone says, you know, oh, I hate how that person did that, I might agree with them, but I'm still going to justify the other side because there's just an instinct within me that has to do that. And, but like, I do that sometimes with my own songs too. I'm like, you know, I can't just accept like, oh, cool. You don't like that. You know, I could change it or I could not, but that doesn't change the fact that you don't like it.
Yeah.
But like students do that all the time, you know, like, especially in voice, you know, it's like, well, you know, they're like, well, I'm having this problem. Okay, well, you can fix it in this way. Well, you know, I'm really doing this because, like, I'm like, okay, well, if you don't want to do it, like, I don't care. Like, it's up to you how, you know, it's really up to you how you want to sound. That's not, I just thought you wanted to sound this way because I thought that was what you were expressing, but, like, you just don't want to change.
Yeah.
Because you're comfortable or, you know, whatever.
Yeah. And I don't know. I do that a lot and it's helped me at least doing it through school that, you know, whenever it is for a grade, it's like, change that word. Okay.
Right.
It's like, I put that there because that's the word to fit. And it's like, change that word. Okay.
Right. There is kind of an element of that in school. It's very odd to me. In some ways, to be a teacher because I take so much of that idea of like, well, like, this is what I think, but like, I could be wrong, or like you always say that in your part, like, I could totally be wrong, or like, you know, the music industry is like this, but really, like, it's not because everyone just does whatever they want to do. So like, you know, it's hard for me as a teacher to like kind of draw those hard and fast lines, but at the same time, if you don't, like, it's hard to kind of keep students sometimes like focused on so that they actually like really learn something somewhat, you know, that they can walk away and be like, okay, I learned this.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard to kind of figure out where to like say, be free and explore what you think and do what you think is right. But then also say like, but also there are some things that I see that, you know, are not conducive to maybe the best results. So I have to correct you because that's part of my job.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, you can totally still do that thing. Mm-hmm. It's just that this thing is a better way to go about it if you're trying to achieve, like, success or whatever, you know? Like,
you can honestly tell us anything and we believe you, though.
That's the interesting thing. I used to be really, really kind of not confident in myself when I teach. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I've gotten better at being confident, I think, just because I've realized that, like, you know, well, I have more experience than at least almost all of the people in the room. You know, occasionally there's a student who's, like, really been working in the industry and just wants to get their degree, you know, and they're, like, 50 and they've had more years in the industry than I have. But most of the time, you know, I've had more experience than you. So, like, it's okay for me to, like, say things with some level of confidence, you know, and kind of oppose you. Although your viewpoint may be totally viable, it's okay for me to kind of say, like, that's viable, but I think this is really, like, a better approach according to all the things I know based on my experience, you know. It's just hard for me to kind of, you know, I don't have the I'm right, you're wrong kind of thing. And so it's just... It's like, I hate that concept, and so it's just really hard to, like, figure out where that line is.
I do have that. I just don't say it enough because I care about people too much. Like, I do in my head very much say, like, nope. No, you're wrong. But I'm not going to say it out loud. I'll just, you know, nod and...
Well, I won't say I never think that. I mean, I definitely think that sometimes, but at the same time, I always think, like, you know, from their perspective, obviously that seems right. And I can't really get inside their head to know how that seems right. But, you know, and there are certain things, like, obviously, like, grammatical rules, like, you know, you're like, oh, well, that's just a rule. But then again, grammatical rules do change.
Yeah, but you're not going to change your, and your, or there, and there. There are correct versions of using them, and please use the correct ones.
Yes, I am totally on board with that. If it comes to something like that, I am like, I resist the urge to, you know, circle it 50 times.
Although the Oxford comma.
This is the dumbest.
The Oxford comma. Are you familiar with the Oxford comma?
Yes, I love Oxford commas.
Yeah,
I'm an Oxford comma user. I think that is the best way, but, you know, I can see the argument for the other side.
No, the other argument is dumb. And that is where I, you know, my inner, like, no, you're wrong. Yeah, no, like, it's wrong. You don't want to associate two words together that shouldn't be associated together.
But what about that? But what about that thing? I could be wrong, right?
Yeah, I could be, but it's very unlikely.
In this case, I'm not. Yeah.
And in my worldviews, and I think I've explained this before in another podcast, but in my worldviews, I use a level of probability.
Okay,
and so
right.
How, like, yes, I might be wrong, and might is sort of a probability statement.
Right.
So, I mean, is there a likelihood that this is a philosophical argument that comes up a lot, is I could say that there is a teapot floating in space orbiting the sun between Venus and Mercury, and there's no way to really see it because it's so small. It would be really hard to catch on a telescope. But I'm going to say it's there. And I don't really have to provide any proof for that.
Yeah.
The probability of that is very low,
right.
Extremely low.
Right. But it technically could.
Yes.
It could happen.
but it's incredibly low.
Right. No, I totally agree with that. That's how I view things too. We were talking in the last one about kind of the spiritual thing. That's kind of why I said it the way I did, of like, I think there's some evidence for this. And that's just how I kind of view, my thoughts in life too, is like, there's a high probability from what I know that I'm right about this. And so that's where I think what I think.
Yeah.
It's like, based on what I know, this one seems most likely. So I'm going to go with that.
Yeah. And at some point, yes, there are hard lines that like...
Some of those probabilities are higher than others.
Yeah.
It's like, well, there's like a 99% chance I'm right, or there's like a 56% chance I'm right. It's like some of those things, it's like I can see more so where like you could just as well be right. One thing could change my mind to say that you're right versus like, you'd have to work really hard to prove to me that I'm wrong on this, because I'm pretty sure,
Yeah. Okay. I have to kick myself out because
it's about time.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
But since this is a separate podcast, plug your things real quick.
Okay. So go to schmorecords.com/Sephra. Like, that's the easiest thing ever to go to. SHMOE records.com. And you can always email me too. I didn't mention this in the last podcast, but my email is sephramusic@gmail.com, SEPHRA. And I, play gigs and stuff and am willing to chat. So feel free to email me and say hi or whatever, and ask any questions that, maybe you have had from all of this. I don't know. And I'll just keep it at that.
Yeah. Pay those $5. Join the Schema Project. It's cool.
Thank you.
And I'm Santiago Ramones. SantiagoRamones.com. You'll find this podcast and my music and all the other stuff where you can also contact me.
I want to say one more thing. When he was talking about the Schema Project, I have to say, I want you to join because the project would not be the same without you. That's kind of a very marketing thing to say, but it's true.
Yeah.
So.
No, yeah. Every person that joins changes it a little bit more.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I always end with my 3 things. Love never fails. It's going to be okay. I might be wrong. Thanks for listening.